Here to weigh in, senior policy analyst at the Independent Women's Forum, Patrice Lee-Onwuka, and Democratic strategist Robin Byro. Guys, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Robin, did your party cave?
No, we didn't. I'll be honest. I initially thought that we did. When I got that push notification, I thought that we did. But when I read the story and read that we got protection for the Children's Health Insurance Program extended for 6 years, that's a win. And we didn't lose our shutdown leverage because we could be right back in the same situation in 3 weeks. But protecting those 8 million children was of paramount importance. I'm glad that we got that in the bank. Anybody who thinks that this is caving doesn't understand how politics works. This was a leveraged move and a very smart one. And I'm glad that my party did something reasonable and smart, to be perfectly honest, Cheryl.
But still, Patrice, there's a lot of criticism of Chuck Schumer, especially because he has seemingly changed his position. I want you to listen to what he said back in 1990.
We're saying it should not simply be family relationships that determine who comes here. This bill says that if you have a skill that America needs, we're going to accept you.
Okay, Patrice, that was Senator Schumer and a much younger Senator Chuck Schumer back in 1990. So he was talking about chain migration. He was talking about the visa lottery system. Completely different stance on those issues. And now he's doubling down on DACA and taking the Democratic Party, some say, in the wrong direction because of it.
Absolutely. I mean, I think he's reading the tea leaves for where the party is, and he's trying to get ahead of it. I think Democrats recognize that immigrants can be a very strong part of their base, and going into the midterm elections as well as into 2020, they want to shore up that base by trying to provide some protections for illegal immigrants. I think, though, I think just the headlines in a lot of the progressive outlets yesterday suggest that a lot of activists think that Senator Schumer caved. It may seem, and I'm really pleased, certainly, that the CHIP program was funded for, the next 6 years. It's fantastic. But a lot of these folks were looking for a decision on DACA, not just CHIP. CHIP is the new headline story, which is great, but it's not what they were looking for.
The Children's Health Care Insurance Plan, we should say, is what CHIP is referring to there. But also, if you think about it, this is about the midterms. And Robin, there were several Democrats that still voted no on this. I mean, it was an overwhelming pass in the Senate, but you still had people like Kamala Harris of California. You still had Bernie Sanders, even though he's not technically a Democrat. You still had Elizabeth Warren, all people that may be eyeing a 2020 run and are trying to shore up their midterm base as well.
Yep, you better believe it. I completely understand where they're coming from. I had a lot of friends on the far left that were up in arms over this decision. So I think they wanted the full enchilada here. But this was a measured move, and we'll be right back at the table in 3 weeks. More than 70% of Americans favor some pathway to citizenship for dreamers. Mm-hmm. So I think Republicans are going to be in an interesting position in 3 weeks when we do face this, because I honestly don't think that they can afford a modern-day trail of tears if we do not have protections with DACA and for the dreamers. So, again, I think this was a measured move.
You're referring to what happened to the American Indians throughout history. So let's really quick, Patrice, I want to ask you this. Senator McConnell promises that, look, they are going to negotiate on the dreamers. They are going to talk about border security. They're going to come to the table, bipartisanship. Patrice, do you believe him, though, that he will bring a bill on DACA in 3 weeks, no matter what, even if the Dems don't?
I think he's going to make good on his promise. Will the Senate actually pass that bill? That's questionable. And then will it get through the House, where you have a lot of conservative hardliners who are really taking a stronger position? So I'm not sure if it's going to get through, but you'll see a bill.
Patrice, Robin, thanks for getting up early. We always appreciate having you both on the show. It's good to see you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.